The most challenging part of the 3x5 goal setting system for me has been from day one. Those 5 minutes before bed, filling out the card for tomorrow. That's the hardest part. If you want to know the truth. If you're trying the 3x5 goal setting system for the first time, just be forewarned, that for me is the hardest. Of course, early on, it was also hard to remember to bring the dang card around with me. I'd always leave it on my dresser or something. I'd get to work and look and it wasn't in my pocket. But anyways, beyond that, the hardest part is remembering the night before to fill it out. But let me tell you something that I have learned from doing this goal setting system. Those 5 minutes before bed, and maybe it's 7 minutes, I don't know, maybe it's a bit longer, but those 5, let's call them minutes before bed are the most important minutes of your day as it pertains to setting goals and accomplishing things and self-improvement and so forth. Because you're already setting up tomorrow to win today. Does that make sense? So today before you go to bed, you fill out your card. You take 5 minutes is all it takes, and you fill out your one main goal. You already know what that is, so you don't have to think about that one. Your one monthly goal, chances are you already know what that is. If it's anywhere inside of the 30 days, it's the same as what you filled out yesterday. Not a problem. Your one weekly goal, that is 6 days out of 7, it's the same one as it was yesterday as well. Every once in a while it changes, but you don't have to give that one a lot of thought. You just write it back down again because it's not the end of the week. Or if it is the end of the week, you have to put a new one in. All right, it might take an extra minute or two. But it's those daily 5 on the other side of the card that get me. And that's what makes it, I think, for me anyways, hard to do this. Now, I call this the simplest goal-setting system on the market, because it is. There's nothing else out there that I have ever seen that's simpler than the 3x5 system. If you know of anything that's simpler, I want to hear about it. But this is by far the simplest program. That's not to say that it's the easiest program, because simple and easy are entirely different. Simple is streamlined. It's not complicated, uncomplicated. Easy and difficult are not. It's a whole different ballgame than simple and complex. So this is a simple goal setting program. It's not an easy one. In fact, it can be very difficult for someone like me anyways. Some people might have a natural knack for this type of stuff. But for me, there's been a huge learning curve getting used to it. And so set something on your calendar at 9:30, 10 o'clock, right before bedtime, whatever it is that you do. Set aside 5 minutes and tell your wife or your husband or your kids, that is my time, and you need 5 or 7 minutes, and make that a priority. Now, life will get in the way. Things will happen, but those should be the exception to the rule. The rule should be, the norm should be you filling out tomorrow's card today. It does 2 things. Number 1, when you wake up, the very top of your card, there is a space for you to write the time you're going to wake up. Very important, because you've got to keep a commitment to start your day. If you say you're going to wake up at 4:30, that's what I put on my card, because that's when I get up. At 4:30, you better be getting out of bed, because if you're getting out of bed at 4:40, 4:50, you're already breaking a commitment to yourself, and you start the day, but said 4:30, but 4:40 is close enough. That mentality creeps into your other goals, and you'll find that they have a tendency to slip as well. So you want to avoid that. You want to start the day with a commitment. If you're going to sleep in a little, and you're not going to get up at 4:30, but you will get up at 4:45, then write 4:45 at the top, but then get out of bed at 4:45. So the point is, whatever you choose, keep that commitment. Anyways, back to the 2 things. The goal setting program, writing them down the night before, does 2 things. Number 1, it starts your day with a plan. So you wake up, you hit that out of bed time, and you get going, and everything is already there for you. So as soon as you start your day, as soon as your feet hit the floor for the very first time, you already have a written plan for that day. And that's on your card. You carry it around with you everywhere. If you ever wonder what to do, pull out your card, look down, boom, there it is. If you haven't done the top item on the to-do list, that's what you should be working on. Now, the second thing that writing your card out the night before does for you, the second thing is this. it puts your mind in that state, in that frame, in that state of mind before you go to bed. So the last thing that you're thinking about isn't news, is some negative thing, isn't some inappropriate music or a movie that you just saw or something that really doesn't add value to your life. It's nothing like that. The last thing on your mind before going to bed is all the things you're going to do tomorrow, your goals and your to-do list. Those are the last things on your mind. Now, what happens to a brain all night long when the last thing on your mind before going to bed are all the things you're going to do tomorrow? Well, it gives your brain a chance to start getting a jump start on these things. So while you're sleeping, your brain starts going to work for you. It may not be, this doesn't mean you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and you have all the solutions right there in front of you. It doesn't mean that. What it means is it's training your brain just before bed to spend time with those things when you have downtime. So your subconscious is working for you, and it helps the flow of making things go easier. I'm telling you this because it works for me. And I always end the day as I'm falling asleep with a little meditation, which is helpful, just clear the mind. But writing your goals down does those two extremely important things. So make those 5 minutes special. Make them no compromises. 5 minutes, end of the day, before bed sometime. Make it part of your routine. Write out your plan. If you're not using the 3x5 goal setting system, just get blank 3x5 cards. If you don't like 3x5 cards, if you use a computer, an app, or your phone, the principle still applies. You want to plan tomorrow today. You want to win tomorrow. You want to set your tomorrow up for a win today, before bed. So when tomorrow you wake up, it's already in place, and all you have to do is start executing. So those are my thoughts on the 3x5 system and making those 5 minutes at the end of the day, no compromise. That has to happen. Do that for 30 days and tell me what's going on. Put your comments below. I'd love to hear from you.